I'm Newton Downey Jr., and welcome to the men's room. We're back again. Football waits for no man, even myself. As you can see, I'm a little hobbled up, a little infirm this week. I had a hiatal hernia surgery from powerlifting, as you could probably bet. But I said, Doc, no, the NFL football lines don't wait for no man, and I got a show to do, okay? Because as they say in beautiful Hollywood, California, where we're located now, the show waits. The show got to go on, so we're going to do it again. This week, we're brought to you, as always, by Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in the beautiful metro area of Detroit. A place where you can get a neck lather, get a shave, and have a beautiful person. Again, I'm supposed to say person. Beautiful person, go ahead and cut your hair while you grab a beer and you watch the sports. We also have a new sponsor this week. I'm very excited to welcome Blue Chews for Men. Now, Blue Chews, as many of you know, I'm not supposed to, in the ad copy, they told me I'm not supposed to mention it by name, but you guys probably know about a little erection pill. Pretty famous. Lots of Bill Clinton jokes back in the day, but starts with a V and ends with an Agra. Well, apparently that's a generic medication now. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but essentially now you can go to bluechewsformen.com. They'll set you up with a doctor so you could stay out of the medical system, use it entirely on the internet. It's simple as pleases pie. Now, I personally haven't used it, if you know what I mean, because I go to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. But if you need a little help getting a haircut, if you know what I mean, you can definitely check out Blue Chews for Men. Like I said, they'll assign you a doctor online. Easy as punch. They'll send it to you in the mail. It's like back in the day when you used to order sultry books. You know, they'll send it under a different name and all that stuff. It'll look like it's coming from JCPenney's. Cut down! So we're back again. And hernia or no, we're going to go through the NFL week lines. We're going to go through all 17 games, all 16 games. Excuse me, I wish it was 17 because I wish they had Tuesday Night Football now too, okay? Many of you probably don't realize, but this is not my full-time job. I'm also a personal trainer. And when I'm at my desk job, I can't watch the early evening games in the West Coast because one of the things they don't tell you is that it's actually a 3-hour time difference, and that makes a big difference for sports. So we'll be going through week one, and let's get started. Let's get to the picks. All right, first up, NFL lines. We got the Thursday night opening day game. The Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears, -3.5. Remember doink, doink, doink? I think the Bears fans do. They remember the doink pretty well. I think it's laughable that they're actually giving points to the Packers when you got Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He's so good at quarterback, he won't even talk to his brother, okay? Because his brother was on that show, you know, Bachelors. So I say go with the Pack, lay the 3, grab the 3.5 because they're going to win outright. Next up, we got, and I'm not allowed to say the name anymore, of course, because the PC police down in D.C. won't let you say the Washington, D.C. football name. But they're going up against Philadelphia, -9. That's another laughable one because Philadelphia welcomes back their old quarterback, Carson Wentz, but they got rid of Big Dong Nick Foles. I don't know if you guys have heard legend about this guy, but he doesn't need Blue Chews for Men, okay? This guy's got a dong that they're talking about every day, basically, in the locker room. So they're somehow laying 9 points, even though they got rid of the Super Bowl winning quarterback. I say take the... I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. I'll probably have to bleep it. Take the Washington, D.C. football team. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Rams, my B team. We got them going against the Panthers. Cameron Newton, the guy's a showboat. They're getting 3 points. I say give them 100 points because they're not going to be able to compete with the L.A. Rams. Next up, we got Kansas City Chiefs up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, they got Big Dong Nick Foles. Speak of the devil, thedevil.com. He's on the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's playing for Shad Khan, a guy who sits on the floor during the national anthem with his players, the only owner that sits on the floor with his players. And as much as I like Nick Foles, I got to say, we got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs because I'll tell you what, Andy Reid, he may have watched one of his players kill themselves, but he'll definitely never sit during the national anthem. Next up, we got a battle of the East Coast babies. We got Buffalo giving 3 to the New York Jets. I say it. Take Jets, Jets. I love Sam Darnold. I don't know how that guy played in Los Angeles because the guy's a country boy through and through. Yet he grew up in the Valley. Next up, we got the Titans versus the Cleveland Browns, -5.5. Now, the Cleveland Browns are quarterbacked by a guy who's basically 5.5 feet tall, and that's why I love him. And Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma, the guy's a revelation in the field. Did you know that you don't have to be 6 foot to throw a football? Yeah. Neither did I until Baker Mayfield, although Drew Brees also does it. But I say go with Cleveland. Next up, we got Falcons versus the Vikings, -4. Kirk Cousins puts a rock in a vase in front of his house every time he makes a promise to his wife, and that vase is full of rocks right now. And I'll tell you what, if he puts a rock in there for every time he promises to score a touchdown, we probably see a better Vikings team, if you know what I'm saying. Take the Falcons. Next up, we got Ravens versus the Dolphins, +5. Dolphins are going to be historically bad, and that's a shame because the owner of the Dolphins recently came under a little bit of hot water for supporting his president. And while I don't make any political statements on this show, I will say that if you want to support the president, if you want to stand for the flag, that shouldn't be criminal. And in the NFL especially, because that's America's game, and they've been working with the troops for longer than basically most of these guys have been alive. So go with the Ravens. Next up, we got the Colts versus the L.A. Chargers, -3. And I'm going to stick with my picks. I'll never pick the L.A. Chargers until they go back to San Diego. So you can take that to the bank. Forget them. San Diego Chargers. Next up, I got the Bengals versus the Seahawks. Seahawks, -9. Russell Wilson finally got married. Now, he's another short man quarterback, and that I have to respect. And that's another guy who doesn't need blue chews, because while he was waiting for marriage, the man is now married. And so he's kind of popped his top off, if you know what I'm saying. And I do concern myself with whether or not that'll affect his performance on the field. You know, many of the great boxers only jump rope to relieve that type of stress, if you know what I'm saying. So I have some serious doubts about the Seattle Seahawks this year, so I say take the Bengals. Next up, we got my football Lions laying 2.5 to the Cardinals. I don't know what these guys at Vegas are looking at and what they're thinking about, but as a long-suffering 35 years into watching the Lions football, I say they got to be giving them 2.5, if not 7, because this team stinks. It stinks. They got a coach who just had Achilles surgery. The guy sits at the Gatorade tent. He doesn't even move around. He can't even control the sidelines. He can't watch where the plays are going. The guy's a goofus. The guy's a complete goofus. I say it. I've been saying for 2 years, fire Jim Caldwell. Guess what? They fired Jim Caldwell. Who they get? They get a guy who's fatter than me. I don't know how this guy doesn't have hiatal hernias. I say go with the Cardinals. Forget the Lions. And I love the Lions. That's my team. Next up, we got 49ers versus Tampa Bay, -1. Who cares? Not me. If you got to go somewhere, I guess go San Francisco, and I hate to say that ever. Next up, we got the Giants versus the Cowboys. Now, this one is my car house lock of the week because they got the Cowboys -7.5 against the Giants. Giants they're feisty, okay? They drafted a Duke boy, okay, and it surprised a lot of people. But those Dukies, if they're as good at football as they are at basketball, and I've heard things and I've seen things, they've won many a championship. Hey, their coach is the USA national team. So think about that, extrapolate that to football, and you might have a winning big surprise. Plus, poor Jerry Jones at the Dallas Cowboys has his team basically saying, we're not going to play for you because we don't get enough millions of dollars. They got Ezekiel Elliott, who's sharking women at Irish parades. The guy's sharking women, yet he won't even play for his boss? I mean, it makes me laugh. I can't stop laughing at it because the guy's a millionaire already. What does he need $2 more million? Forget it. But that's, again, my car house lock of the week. That's right. I'll put my car on it. I'll put my other car, and I'll put my house on it. Go with the Giants. Next up, we got Steelers versus touchdown Tommy Brady with the TB12 method. Patriots -6. I say go Pats all the time. That's another rule of this show is we never go against the Patriots. Finally, for the Monday night games, we got the Texans versus the Saints -7. That sounds like a stinker. Way to present yourself well, league. Putting the Texans on Monday night. That's me sleeping through that one. And I'm going to get a nap in because that's the early game. Next up, finally, we got the Broncos versus the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders, and we don't even know if their star acquisition, Antonio Brown's, even going to play because the guy's so upset about a helmet. And normally I'd go with him. I'd say, you know what? The wussification of America, the wussification of football has gotten the best of this league, and they're trying to make this man, a grown man, who's a millionaire, by the way, change his helmets 10 years in the league. I say no, but this guy's also a problem causer, and I don't know if you've seen this guy's toes, but they're unbelievable. Not even Quentin Tarantino would love these feats because he went into a cryotherapy and didn't wear freaking socks, okay? That's rule number 1 of cryotherapy. I got a hiatal hernia. They told me that from straight day one. So I say, forget the Raiders. I feel so bad for John Gruden. That guy's got to be rolling in his grave taking that job, coming down from the booth on Monday Night Football, getting replaced by Booger McFarland, who's probably going to announce this game. And I don't know how he's going to handle that diplomatically. Anyhow, that's the Week 1 lines. Again, my car house lock of the week is the Giants over the Cowboys, -7.5. And again, we're always sponsored by Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and Blue Chews erection pills you can get through the mail. Don't go to a doctor. Don't get in the system when you can just use the internets. Okay, until next time, see you Week 2. I'm wheeling forward down the field. You catch that wheeling. And the Lions team that will not yield.